And we're live.
Hey, this is Tabletop Weekly, and we are the partners of Solarian Games. I am Jason.
I'm Peter.
And hey, this week we have one great big news story, and that is we just got back from Page 2, the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, and it was our first time here, their second time ever doing one, and we're going to tell you all about it.
Yes. Good weekend.
All right, so we saw a million things. We did a million things. We were vendors at the show. Right off the bat, huge thanks to Ron Meitschker for putting this whole thing together, being an incredible promoter, an incredible organizer, and everything else. Just all around good guy. We're going to talk all about the stuff we saw and did.
Yeah. I mean, for a second year con, this was something else.
Yeah. This is absolutely going to be one of our regulars. So this was held in kind of near King of Prussia, which is suburb of Philadelphia. We don't need to go through in chronological order. We've got a bunch of bullet points. We'll just jump into some of them. I'm going to go straight to the first thing I have on my list, which was Roller Brawl, one of the best new upcoming games that we saw here.
Yes.
So, Roller Brawl, and this is a game by Brian Shutter of Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. As you see on my hat right here, I've got a limited edition Neon Lords hat on my head. So this is by Brian Shutter of Neon Lords and Techno Destructo from Gwar. And so
like the real Gwar, like a real guy from Gwar.
Yeah. No, this is Hunter. He's one of the co-founders of Gwar. So we've got a photo up on the screen right now of me playing Roller Brawl with Techno Destructo from Gwar, not in his full Gwar outfit because you couldn't do that for the whole weekend. Right. This is still a prototype. It's probably going to be a year before it comes out, but it's already looking so good. They've been playtesting the heck out of it, and it is it's a roller ball game, just more violent, if that's imaginable. I kind of saw it like a cross between, not a cross between, that's not fair. I hate it when people call something a cross between because it's not a cross between anything. But if I wanted to talk about any other games that it could be put in the same category as, it's two games that don't seem like they go together at all, and that would be Blood Bowl and The Great Space Race. So, and by the way, Craig, the creator of The Great Space Race, which was put out by Kenzerco, was at the show. We'll talk about him too. He has his company, Black Oak Dice. But this is kind of like Great Space Race in that you're only going one direction. You're always going around and around and around the roller ball arena, and a little bit like Blood Bowl because it is just all ultra violence. We got so many things to talk about that I'm not going to go into all the details of it, and it's not out anyway yet, but I just wanted to say we had an amazing time playing that. And also Hunter, Techno Destructo from Gwar had brought a bunch of his own art prints and DVDs, so I picked up a bunch of those. Absolutely cool, and great to see Brian there, and he had a lot of great stuff too. Of course, we've been talking about his games a ton on this channel, so go back and listen to others of those. But that was my first highlight. How about you?
Yes. All right. So my first highlight would be, I think, I want to just talk about the vendor area itself in general.
Yeah.
It was a huge area. They had a big area set up for it. There was a lot of space between vendor rows.
Have any pictures of the vendor area? Because I don't want to see this picture of myself on the screen anymore. That's my dumb old face.
Let me see vendor area.
Well, that's okay.
I'll keep talking. So the vendor area was pretty huge. There's a lot of space between tables and rows and stuff, and so it was easy to browse all the different vendors. I mean, we were side by side, but that was no problem.
It was one of the best vendor areas that I have seen outside of the MegaCons. Because this con I think had about between 1,700 and 2,000 people showed up, which is pretty good size, but that's no Gen Con, right? And yet, compared to other cons of this size, it was so professional, so big, so diverse in the types of vendors that was there. I did way too much shopping.
I spent too much money, huh?
Oh,
so it was great. That was great.
You can't spend too much on games. Come on, let's be honest.
No, but there were a lot of different vendors there. Good variety of vendors. Here,
Well,
I'll
you
show
have
this
I
one.
think I
Let's talk about
sent
this
you a
one real
photo
quick.
of our booth. Let's see if we can find that photo of our booth, because we got a great spot. We were right next. Our next door neighbors was the I'm gonna make sure I get the name right here. Severed Books. So
Yeah.
that was Justin and Levi Combs. Great neighbors to have. We had Hambone right behind us, poking his head through the curtain all the time. And when
Yeah,
we
if you
weren't-
split that
when I
curtain behind Mary.
yeah, right behind Mary there. So we've got our booth up on the screen right now. Looking great. All of our top secret stuff out there. And whenever it was just Mary and Hanai at the booth, John was constantly like poking his head through, checking on them, make sure they had everything they needed. What a good guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
that was great.
One of the other vendors that was right next to us, and hold on, I don't want to put out any surprise pictures yet. Let me find it real quick. It won't take long.
Okay.
Was these guys here?
Yeah, let's talk about these. Okay, so this is Ron D Productions. This was the best neighbors to have. They are puppet makers, right? And I sent you another picture of some of their puppets. There's one that looks like Chet Minton. So after we talk about these puppet makers, let's talk about some of Chet's stuff. But they had they look like Muppets, right? And there's we learned from talking to them that there's a sort of tight knit community or fraternity or whatever you want to call it of these people who know how to make Muppet style puppets. It's different from other puppets. There's so much more to doing a Jim Henson style Muppet, and they kind of found their own way into it. They figured it out. They've actually done they do the puppets or the Muppets or whatever you want. I guess I'll call them puppets. They do the puppets for the touring versions of Avenue Q, the musical.
Okay.
So not the Broadway one, but you can license Avenue Q to tour. And so when you do that, they're the ones that make the Avenue Q Muppets for that. And I think they also are the ones that do Gritty for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but
that's okay. Gritty's great. Did you find the picture that I sent you of the other Muppets with the metal Muppets?
I did. Hold on.
We'll bring this one up because it was just killing me. I think they sold them. They were so busy in their booth that they had a sewing machine and they were making more puppets on the fly as they went. It was just great. It was just great. And and one of them we saw the Muppet, and you can see the blonde. We were just like, oh my god, it's Chet, and we brought Chet over. He's like, that is me. I've got to get a picture with that. We'll see if Chet. But if you have a picture of the Philly cheesesteak mascot, so because it's Philadelphia area, Chet Minton did the mascot for this. He's one of our favorite artists and good friend of the company and the show and of us. And so he created their mascot, Phil E. Cheesesteak, who's basically kind of a cheesesteak mimic.
I'm getting there. There's a lot of pictures I got.
Oh, it's okay. We don't need to bring the pictures up as we go. We can always put them up on the site later. But he was a great mascot. So
got it.
There he is. Yeah.
Sorry. Phil E. Cheesesteak.
Yes, cheesesteak mimic. I mean, that's just amazing. They had stickers, they had t-shirts. I think you can still get the merch.
Dude, if you did that, if you had a bunch of mimics that turn into cheesesteaks, you could wipe out half of Philadelphia.
I don't know. I think Philadelphia might be able to eat those mimics.
Right.
Like, whatever.
David Benefides.
I'm still eating it.
David Benefides says, "Oh my God, it is Chet."
It is Chet, right? That totally was Chet in the other photo. And you know what? So speaking of cheesesteaks, you had the cheesesteak intro in there. You were going to talk about the first night.
Yeah. So the first night that we got there, it was Thursday night. They actually hosted a cheesesteak dinner for everybody. It was for everybody, or was it for guests and vendors, or what was it?
It was just for the special guests.
Okay, for the special guests. Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, it was mass produced cheesesteaks, but they were pretty good. And they had like onions and green peppers you could put on them. And
I thought they were great. I don't know from cheesesteaks. I don't know what mass produced means, but I don't know any of this. But whoever catered it, I thought they were amazing. Like I said,
job.
Maybe I don't know my cheesesteaks, but I thought
no. All I'm saying is it wasn't like a fresh cheesesteak somebody made just for you at that.
Well, yeah, it was catered.
You ordered it. It was catered. It was catered. So it was pretty good. It really was.
Great.
Bread was nice and soft.
All of our favorite people right away. And that first night, we'll get the photo of the in the hotel, the game that we were doing in there. So that first night after the cheesesteak dinner, we saw, Brian and Hambone and everybody right away. And so Hambone ran a first edition game for all of us, which was a blast. Had a great time with that. And
Cool.
let's see, what are some other highlights we want to pull up? I've got a few if you want to grab one first, or I can go next.
No, you can go next.
I'll go ahead. All right. So next one I got on my list was I didn't get a chance to play in a lot of games because obviously we were working and I had to run games too. But I did get a chance to finally play Shadow Dark with Kelsey Dion, who's the creator of Shadow Dark. And I've played it before. It's a great game, but I've always kind of wondered, well, why did Shadow Dark hit the way it hit? After playing a game with Kelsey, I'm like, I get it now. I totally get it.
Okay.
Amazing energy. I mean, it's just, I see what it is. If you've got the energy, if you know how to really get out there and just love the game you make, and every time you play it, that energy is infectious, the game is going to get more infectious too. And it was like that. It was a totally fun game. It was a new adventure that she's going to be putting out in March. So we'll be having her here on the show when it gets a little closer to that time for her to launch her Kickstarter to help promote that. So
All right.
that was a
I
lot
don't know
of
if
fun.
I have that picture. Did you send that picture
Oh,
to
it's
me?
fine. I might not have sent it. We'll find.
Okay. All right.
We'll find the pictures
I
as
just
we
wasn't
go. Or
seeing
we
it.
won't. Yeah, I think
Okay.
since this is going out on audio later, it's more important to just keep moving than to worry about having every photo. It's okay.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, how
let's
about
see.
this?
So there was
Why don't
that.
you just pull the photos up as you have them, and we'll just talk about them. How about that? Even easier.
All right. Well, all right. Give me a second.
Or any photo. Any photo.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, that's good. All right. So we saw this one.
Got some guar. Oh,
so we got a
yeah.
wizard here.
All right. You didn't see this. I don't know what the heck was going on here. So there is a town. Okay, what we've got up on the screen right now is a wizard walking down the street in front of a dry cleaners. This is nowhere near the gaming convention. He was not at the gaming convention. It has nothing to do with the gaming convention.
Oh my God. Okay. I thought this did, but it doesn't.
Breakfast, right? We wanted to go to breakfast, not at the hotel, because I'm going to call them out right on this right now. Hilton Garden Hotels, Inns and Suites in Oak Valley, or whatever it is, PA. Your breakfast sucks. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast is no good. It's garbage. Anyway, so we went and we were like trying to find something. Hanai found a place called Your Mom's Place. We had to go check it out because it had Scrapple.
Yes.
Right? Because we eat Scrapple.
Yes, it did.
Peter makes Scrapple.
I do.
You do. So that was great. Next day, we went out to breakfast again, and walking right down the street in the middle of Phoenixville was a wizard. Why was there a wizard? I have no idea, but I had to get a picture of him. So apparently Phoenixville just has wizards walking around.
Man, they lean into that Phoenix too, because there's Phoenix everywhere. And we feel so stupid because we're walking around and going, wow, there's another Phoenix place. There's another Phoenix place. Like, oh yeah, the town is called Phoenix. Duh. Right. So, but your mom's place was awesome. It was really good.
Great. Linda in the chat says maybe there's another con going on. Maybe, but I hope there was not. I really
there was, dude.
They just have a wizard.
Oh no. Okay. I was gonna say for the hotel food, there was another con going on. That teenager, like I don't know what the hell was it, cheerleader
or something. No, but for the wizard, there was this picture keeps shifting. Okay, there we go. But for the wizard, no, he was I'm just going to assume that wizards exist and I'll tell you, when we turned around to try to follow him, he was gone. Poof.
He is a wizard then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will also call out Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, one of the cutest towns I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, very cute. I'd live there.
Yeah. Phoenixville has got it going on.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right. What do we got next here?
That's the booth. There's Alex Cameron.
Hey, here's Alex Cameron. So Alex was here. He was running some Shadow Dark as well. Awesome. Always good to see Alex. And we'll have, we don't have any pictures of the auction, so I'll just talk about it. So they did have a great auction. I see Alex, I think auction, right? A lot of the usual suspects was there. We saw Ingo, who's one of the bigger collectors. Saw Matt Shoemaker there. I know Bill Meinhardt was on remotely. They had some pretty good things on the auction. a lot. It was all for charity. We gave them a sealed top secret set, which had some pretty fast bidding going on that one. I was happy to see that, see some money go to charity. But the one thing that happened was there's a board game that I have been trying to get a copy of for over 12, maybe 13 years now. It's the Gorgon Star version of Titan. Titan was later put out by Avalon Hill Games, but originally it was created by Dave Trampier, and I'm sorry that I don't off the top of my head know who else, but Dave Trampier, of Wormy and everything, I've got my Wormy tattoo and all that. He put it out first under the indie label Gorgon Star. Not a lot of them were made. They're really hard to find. They go for a ton of money. So I didn't stick around for the auction because I just didn't want to be disappointed. It was going to go for $1,000 or something, and I didn't have that. Afterwards, I found out it went for $250, and it couldn't even get that initial bid. I could have picked it up. And Alex, he was, to his credit, he was so nice. He got a hold of me afterwards. He's like, I'm sorry, I should have picked it up for you. But, it was nice of him to think of that. But you know what? The collecting wouldn't be fun if you got everything you wanted.
Right. Yeah. Where'd be the excitement? And when you do get something.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've got to lose to make the victories feel worthwhile.
Just like life.
Yeah. Right. But the auction was great. The auction was great. And I will say they raised thousands of dollars. I mean, thousands of dollars for their charity. The Page 2, this is Phoenix Area Gaming Expo 2. So Page is actually a nonprofit. Ron does fine. He's got a good career. He's got it going on. He does this for the love of gaming. It's a nonprofit organization, and they raise a ton of money for their nonprofit, which I don't think it has a specific title, this part, but it's basically Gamers Aid. So there's a lot of people in our community who are in need at one time or another at any point in their life. It could be as simple as bills that are making it hard for them to get to work, or it could be an older gamer who has medical bills or whatever it might be. They take care of them quietly. They don't make a big fuss about it. So I'm making more of a fuss than they do. Right.
Yeah.
And it's a really good cause. And so it's nice to see all that money go to, really help out our fellow gamers who occasionally need that leg up.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So check this out. Here's one for you, Jason. Look at that.
Oh yeah, here we go. We got some top secret. All right, so yeah, we ran a bunch of top secret games, and this time I decided to run the same thing every time. In our last release, our last big release, we've had several releases, but the last one that we kickstarted, we did a game called Forged with Fire, and it's a mega adventure. So I decided to just take one little piece of it out of it. There is a bank scenario where a bunch of terrorists have taken hostages in the bank, and unfortunately, one of the hostages was an asset that the agents were supposed to rescue and get them out of the country. So they were all doing that. Every single gaming group played it so differently, which I love. I love that. The group we're looking at here, I believe this was the most aggro group. These guys went in there and they just were Leroy Jenkins all the way through. They were super fun. But I will say the other group, I don't think I have put pictures of all the groups in here, but another group was the first one. At one point, there was a hostage negotiator that is supposed to arrive, for the police. That completely separate thing. They couldn't have that show up because they wanted to be the hostage negotiators. So they were the first group ever to take the hostage negotiator hostage. Oh, absolutely.
You're not slowing us down, buddy. We got people to kill.
It was great. It was great. So I want to say thanks to all of the people that played in our top secret games. And you know what? And you ran some games.
Well, I ran one game because one of my games nobody showed up for, which I don't know. I mean, it happens. To be honest with you, though, I think that may be the absolute first time that's ever happened to me. And then today's game that I was supposed to run More Blood, that got canceled, but that was because of the snowstorm that came in. The game didn't get canceled. I think it was a
Right.
family, or it had to have been a family because they all had the same last name. But I had 4 people sign up for it,
Oh,
and
there was somebody that he brought his 3 kids. They were in the trivia contest. They were a cool family.
okay, yeah. So he was gonna play, but I think they bagged out because of the storm, and I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they you know, Ron cares a lot about all the people that were there, so they closed the vendor hall early so people would have a chance to get home and beat the snowstorm. And he was contacting everyone individually as well to say, like, did you get back okay? I mean,
yeah,
what a mensch.
yeah,
Love that guy. It
yes.
wasn't that bad of a snowstorm though. It
It
really
really
wasn't.
wasn't. But for some people, it all depends. Some people, they have a harder time than others.
No, I mean everybody's car is different, everybody's driving is different, everybody's drive
Yeah.
is different. But it did take us about 6 hours to get back. But that's partially because I wanted to take a scenic route, and just enjoy it because winter wonderland, and partially because once you get back into the more metro areas, yeah, it was a lot of people who maybe I don't know, they just hadn't driven in snow before or something. I mean, we're
Right.
just driving our little Chevy Trax, and at one point, a Cybertruck was on the road, and he was creeping at like 20 miles an hour. I don't think his Cybertruck was able to handle the snow very
Oh my
well.
God. Yeah, my
It
car
was
has
so fun. We just blew by him in our cheap little Chevy. I'm like, hey, how's that truck working out for you?
yeah, my little Mazda 3 does have all-wheel drive, so I didn't notice any issues, no slipping or anything.
Well,
It
yeah,
was
I
pretty
mean, to
cool.
be honest, our little Chevy, it's a small car, but it also has four-wheel drive. So,
And
but
then
I mean,
but it only took me for now this is the first time this has happened for me in a long time.
mhm,
I didn't have to drive far at all. I was home in like an hour and a half
that's
because this
awesome.
one's actually close to me for once. So,
That's nice.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it was nice though. I like a good snowstorm. I grew up in Iowa. I love driving in the snow. It's all good. Hey, there's a bunch more stuff. Let's talk about more stuff from the convention.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, what do we got next here? We
We did
talked
the
about
roller
the
brawl.
Muppets. Oh yeah, let's just see. Oh, there's some more of my
This is another
players.
top
Yeah,
secret group.
yeah.
Okay.
The guy on the hat there in the middle. He was the one that kidnapped the hostage taker.
Oh God. All
It
right.
was so good.
That's
It was
awesome.
so good. Yeah,
That's
yeah. So
awesome.
I always
Those
make sure to write
puppets.
on their character sheets what they did first. Um,
Yep.
yeah, these are our neighbors, Severed Books, Games, and Toys. Let's talk about them, right? So
Yeah.
this is Levi, and I think this is primarily was Justin's company,
Yeah.
but they had so much good stuff there.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't realize. I don't know if I have it here. Here, you talk about it for a second. I'm going to see if I can find what I have of Justin's. You go ahead and tell us some
Okay.
stuff about it while I go grab this box.
Yeah. So met Justin for the first time at this convention. He's a local guy from me. He lives down in Baltimore, which is a little south of me, about a half an hour south of me, where I grew up. And um, so we met him, got talking to him, have a lot in common, obviously. But it's like one of my new con friends, and probably gonna try and get together with him and do some gaming at some time, in between. But yeah, his stuff is really good. If you notice, like he's got a lot of this like devilish looking stuff. He does a lot of that art himself. He does put some out. Jason got some of the little wooden figures, the small party
Oh,
wood figures, and you
these are
seem to like them
such
a
a
lot.
good idea. Yeah, people should just go buy these things, right? They had a name for them. I forget what they were exactly, but they were um, miniature. Okay, basically they're miniatures, but they are more like meeples. They're wood,
Mhm.
and they've just got the minis painted on them. And it's such a good idea because you can get a lot more for a cheaper price, and you can do a lot with them. I found they work better laying down than standing up, but
Mhm.
I mean you could use them anyway. I'd never seen anybody do meeple minis before, wooden
Mhm.
meeple minis. It's a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And I think we might have a photo of the mimic stickers, but even if we don't, one of the other things that
We
was kind
do.
of fun was a mimic
All right.
sticker pack. It's just stickers of like fangs and stuff you can put on things so that they become mimics. There it is, the mimic maker,
There it is.
fangs and eyes and teeth. But one of the things I didn't know until we'd been talking to him for a while is that Justin was the artist for this game that I love that I have here, and this is called the Lost Tomb of the Bitchin Chimera. And this is the box set here, which I also didn't realize it was pretty rare. I was just happy to get the box set. So this is a Dead Milkmen game. It was actually made with the Dead Milkmen, and
Yeah.
I won't dig into all of the stuff in here. Andrew Irvin wrote it, and Justin did the art. But I'm just going to pull up some of Justin's art here, so everybody can see on the screen.
Oh, here, hold on. I'm gonna zoom in on you.
I don't know. It's just awesome art. We were really just geeking out over how great. Here's the Dead Milkmen themselves. Am I holding it up well?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. And he had all the original art with him from it, which was amazing to see. So that was a crazy little thing. I didn't realize that he had done the art for one of my favorite games. So
that's cool. Yeah, I bought that book, and I got the book, and I bring it back. Hey, Jason, check this out. Isn't this cool? And you're like, yeah, I got the box set. I was like, oh.
I didn't know it was that rare. I'm glad I have it now. I'm glad I took care of it because it's awesome.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know who the Dead Milkmen is, treat yourself. Go look them up. They're good.
Yeah,
bands.
just go listen to Punk Rock Girl. I mean, that there's your song to start with.
Right. And then after
that,
but
I'm gonna say Punk Rock Girl.
Oh, what's going on with your mic?
Oh, did my mic cut out?
I think so. I'm getting a lot of interference.
Okay, let's see. How about now?
While he's doing that, I'm gonna pull up another image.
Are we any better yet?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, sorry everybody if you just got your ears blown out or something.
Well, I might fix it in edit. All right, yeah, so
post.
The convention crypt.
Ooh, this was great
neat.
idea.
That was a neat idea.
Yeah, this is Bill Barsh and Ben Barsh, father son of Pacesetter Games, put this together, and you can describe it.
So apparently, if you have a character, and your character dies, and I don't, is this just for Pacesetter, or could this be anybody?
No, this was anyone. The convention crypt. They were just sponsoring it. They put this really cool looking big display together of artwork, and then you could.
And it's got like a dragon and a
character sheets up.
It's got like a dragon and a reaper and stuff on like a portal. And it says, just for our listeners, through your fate has proven grim, or though your fate has proven grim, thine light shall not dim. And then it's on a board that's like a pet, like you can stick pens into, and you can pen your dead characters on it.
It's a really good idea. More conventions should do this. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
We should get one. We should get TotalCon. See if we can get TotalCon to do this.
Yeah,
it's not a hard thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll just stick. You know what? We'll stick one up in our room.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
You ask anybody for permission.
Oh man, that means we have to kill more people then to make it more fun. Got it.
Yeah. No, we'll just tell everybody to do it.
Okay.
All right. So, let's see. What else do we have? What other photos we got here from the convention? Okay, good. This was the next one I had.
What was this?
Okay, so I had to go ask one of the players in this. So in the red shirt there, that's Matt Shoemaker, archivist extraordinaire. He's worked on a lot of the D&D documentaries out there. Really cool guy, and he's actually working on a new book right now. But we'll save that for a future episode when we have him on. This is. For people who are listening, we're looking at this huge arena. I mean, it takes up the entire 8-foot by 5-foot table, or however huge this thing is.
This is like 2 tables put together.
Oh, it is. Yes. Okay, there you go. It's 2 6x3 tables put together, I think. And at first I thought it was a Blood Bowl match because it was like an arena, but it's not. They're playing Dark Sun, the AD&D 2nd edition setting, and so I got a hold of Matt, and I was like, what the heck was going on here? In fact, is that Brian playing in the group? It doesn't matter. So I asked him what the heck was going on here, and he said it was a quick 1-hour game where you played a level 0 character trying to escape a stadium. It's not exactly co-op, but everyone was just trying to escape the stadium while the gladiators attacked them. And he said he died a lot. Like he died at least 6 times in that 1 hour.
Oh, that looks like fun.
Doesn't that look fun? And hey, isn't that a good idea for Stadium for more blood?
It would be. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Because you know what, I had thought that it, my thinking was that it has to, have walls all around it like a stadium, but it doesn't. You could do this; it'd be a lot easier. And that way people would have access to their figures to move them around.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So whoever was running that Dark Sun game, you did a great job. I wish I could have played in it, but we were working.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Frank.
All right. Is my audio still okay? I keep getting messages on my screen.
It's your audio is okay, but something was rubbing up against a microphone. I think it might have picked one of your other microphones.
Oh,
Like
okay.
maybe your laptop microphone or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So Frank Menser was there. He was given a Lifetime Achievement Award. He did some seminars. It was just good to see Frank. He looked spiffy as hell. You can see his cool. He's got his TSR hat from back in the day. This, I mean, a collector would die to have this thing. It's not just a rarity. I think it's a one-off from when he was for anybody who's listening who doesn't know who Frank Menser is, he's the creator of the D&D Red Box. And for a lot of the time that Dungeons and Dragons was under the control of Gary Gygax, and when Gary was off in Los Angeles working on TSR Entertainment, Frank basically was in charge of making sure D&D stayed D&D, and he's one of the giants. And yeah, so it was great to see him, and he's wearing this. I don't know how we describe the suit he was wearing with like gold. There's a white suit with like gold Chinese dragons on it.
Yeah, it was very, very stylish, very spiffy.
Yeah, he is a stylish man. So great to see him there, really in his element, just being a gamer. It was great.
Yeah. All right, and then we have the Mimic
Maker.
What's this?
This
Castle
was
Crusades.
Fun. I didn't see this game. Somebody else put this up. So this is Chuck Kumbau from Troll Lords. He's just taking a group of young players through Castles and Crusades, and I just thought it was cool. This convention had just all ages. I mean, literally 8 to 80. It was absolutely literally 8 to 80, and it's just cool to see all the new generation playing the fun stuff.
And I'll tell you, this big open area, it works because even though you have all these gaming tables in here, you could actually hear your table, or I could.
Yeah, that was crazy. They picked a great location. That's one of the biggest problems we have at gaming conventions is just the noise. Trying to hear your table, and even with my crappy hearing, I was able to hear my players.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. It's good. I don't know how
and my voice didn't give out. Usually my voice gives out by the end of a convention because you're screaming to be heard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even me.
Raspy, but
even me. There's a good one.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who this was. I don't know if they were related to the convention. Okay, what are we seeing on the screen?
Seeing somebody's in a beholder costume. I've never actually seen a beholder costume standing next to. I'm just a girl, I'm assuming.
Oh, it's one of the people from Fox and Boar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, one of the vendors there. It's one of the vendors from Fox and Boar.
But it's a big, giant pink beholder.
Yeah, and the top half of this costume is a incredibly good, eye tyrant, evil eye beholder, depending on how much licensing you want to pay to say the words. Really, really good. And the bottom half is a pair of janky old pajama bottoms.
Yeah.
And whoever this was, they were just cruising around, photobombing everybody, and it was a good time. I don't know what the deal was, but I loved it.
Yeah, they were having fun with it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a flyer for
this. Let's come back. Let's do this one last because we heard about a great new gaming convention that's coming up, and I just figured we'd tell people about it at the end.
All right.
What do we see? Let me just see if we have any other cool things we wanted to talk about. Maybe that was everything.
I think we've done all the pictures.
Yeah, we talked about the auction, the puppets. Hope we gave all the shout outs to everybody that we wanted to.
Hey, other than breakfast, I was very happy with the hotel.
No, the dinner food was great at the hotel. Their dinner chef was amazing. I was getting firecracker shrimp every night.
Now, I don't like that they only had one bartender, which slowed things down, but I got to give her credit.
Well, that's the thing. The people that were actually working were outstanding.
Yes.
Amazing. It's just one of those things you got to blame.
The hotel did not give them enough bartenders.
You got to blame management, for whatever reason. I don't know why hotels do this. It's not just at this convention. at almost every convention when there's a ton of gamers coming to the hotel, maybe with the exception of GaryCon, at almost every convention, it seems like the hotels don't imagine they're going to need any extra help.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking.
So I only have really, honestly, because we got to be fair. I only have one kind of negative comment about the whole experience. There was a signing that we were supposed to do.
What was that?
It was confusing. It was confusing as hell. First off, I didn't even know it was a thing. Jason didn't know it, and he saw it on a sign, and he comes back. He's like, "Hey, we got something at 5:30." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I don't know, some kind of signing." I saw it on a sign, so we must.
There was a big sign up in the front that said autographs at this table, and they had lists of people's names. And at 5:30, it was you and me. Our names were up on the board, and we're like, "Did anybody want to? What do we do?" So we just sort of. We asked the convention staff, and they were like, do you have pens? What do you want us to do? Like, well, sit down, I guess. So, we tried it out. We sat down.
Nobody showed up.
Nobody showed up.
But that was honestly, it was not a big surprise.
I wasn't expecting anybody to want our freaking autographs, but I will just constructive criticism on this one, because when we showed up, because Kelsey was signing before us according to the thing, but she wasn't there. I don't know if she did the same thing, just kind of showed up and saw that people weren't arriving, because obviously people do want Kelsey to sign stuff.
Sure.
I think what it was is that they didn't tell anyone it was happening, right? It was not announced anywhere. And on the board, it just had a list of people's names. It didn't say what each person was known for. Like,
right, that would have helped.
I don't think that most gamers know who writes every game. Like, they know the names of the games. Yeah. So, but hey, you know what? It was an honor to be asked to do it. Just hopefully, maybe in the future, someone will actually want the autographs.
Yeah. Maybe. Again, not a big complaint. That's my biggest complaint. Well, I mean, so what can I say? Right?
It was actually that's the biggest complaint. You and I got a chance to sit down and talk strategy for a bit, and we actually got some work done.
Yeah.
So
no, it was good. It's all good.
Oh, and talking strategy, they had some great seminars. We don't have to go into all the stuff we learned at it, but we learned a lot from seminars there. So that was really fun.
It was good. That I'm surprised, because a lot of times when I go to a panel or a seminar or something like that, I usually don't walk away with much.
Right. But in this case, I really think we did learn a lot. So, yeah. And so then, all right, future conventions. So we ran into Eric and Heidi Gygax Garland, and they are the ones that run EggCon. So we might be able to make it to that. I'm going to see if I can make it up to that one. It is in Lake Geneva, so that's a bit of a haul. And then we also heard about a much closer to home convention that's coming up. So let's get that picture again.
Oops. Okay. Sorry.
If we have it.
Give me a second.
No, it's okay. I will look for it here too. I've got it printed out of it.
Got it.
All right. So we have the coming up in June 14th and 15th is the Central New York Role-Playing Game Convention, CNY RPG Con. At the Burstone Inn, New Hartford, Connecticut, or New Hartford, New York, June 14th. Looks really cool. So we're going to see if we can make it up to that, because based on the art alone, I mean, come on, that's great art. So
yeah, it looks fun. It looks really cool.
Yeah, and I know Brian will be there close to his hometown, so we can actually, go see more of our favorite people.
So I'm not really familiar with New Hartford, New York. Where is that?
Upstate. That's all
Upstate.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't even bother looking it up. I'm just like, as long as it's not as far as Buffalo or something, I can get there. So
yeah, Buffalo that would suck.
Yeah, that would suck. But anyways, just always good to cap off with looking to the future. What are some other things? And but we've got TotalCon coming up next, so that's only in a few weeks.
Yeah, we got, so our next one's TotalCon, and then right after that, not right after, but our next con after that would be Rising Phoenix.
Yeah.
Then Justin is putting together a little day con down here. I think it was in the summer.
At a brewery.
The date. At a brewery. So I'm in. I'm going. It's gaming, it's drinking, and it's right down the road from me. So done.
Well, I think it's free
for it.
I want to get down there for it, because the plan was for us to come stay with you tonight and hang out and go to Baltimore tomorrow and everything, because that's where I'm from originally. And I just wanted to get down and stop by Vaccaro's for some Italian pastries, maybe hit Sip and Bite for a crab cake sub, just do all the usuals. Couldn't do it this time, so I'm going to come down and come to that brewery convention. And
that'll be great
stuff. Yeah,
that will be great.
But yeah, no, I'm pumped up. I'm energized. Conventions always do that to me. We got a lot of great new ideas out of it. Saw all of our not all of our favorite people. A lot of our favorite people were not able to make it, which is a shame.
Yeah,
but shout out to those who didn't make it, and I hope everybody else had a great time too. I'm sure they did.
And then another good one was that that the people we got to see this time, some of them we won't get to see at TotalCon that we normally see at TotalCon. So it's kind of cool that we did get to see them, because we won't get to see him at TotalCon.
Yeah, that's true.
You know who I didn't get to see, who's in the room, is David Benavides, because he had car trouble. No, David, you were missed. I'm sorry, man.
Well, David, if you had car trouble, let me tell you, I had my entire transmission dropped out of my truck and I got there. So what the heck, man?
Yeah, he tried to get a rental, couldn't get it.
We tried to fit an entire truck's worth of vendor stuff into that tiny Chevy Trax, and we got most of it there. So that was
because of this, we've got some inventory now. We were out of inventory on a lot of things, and now because of this con, we went and had stuff printed up, and so we have some inventory now on some of the physical product we didn't have before.
Right. So that's good. More stuff to sell. Please buy our stuff.
Yeah, please buy our stuff. We need to pay our bills.
All right. But hey, thanks to everybody who bought stuff too. We did sell a lot of stuff. So we got more Spy Gamers happening. And
you know what some of that was? I think we didn't even talk about this. And some of that I think is because we had a lot of new audience. Because normally we're up like in TotalCon or Rising Phoenix or whatever, and the same people go to those conventions for a lot of it.
Yeah,
down here, it was almost all new.
Yeah. So I guess we need to keep going to new places.
Yeah. So that was good.
Right on. Well, hey, it was a great night. It was a great weekend. I'm still energized. I'm not going to bed till late tonight. I'm too pumped up from that convention. It was just too much fun.
Yeah, it was good, but I'm wasted. I'm tired. So tired.
Yeah, well, I'll just bounce around for a little longer. All right.
I guess I'm a win.
No. We're all good. Okay, let's wrap it up.
All right then. Thanks everybody. Talk to you next. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yep, do all of it.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.